praises to the Most High. All praises. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Happy Sabbath. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. We're going to do a lot of reading. So sisters, keep up. Brothers, try to keep up. Get your notes, papers, pens, recorders, highlighters. We're going to do a lot of reading today. All right? So, the name of the class, and I honestly still don't have a name yet, but the name of the class is The Avengers versus the Israelites. Y'all know about the Avengers, right? Who are the Avengers? What does the world call them? Nariah, say that again. Put on the mic. What does the world call the Avengers? Stand up.
The heroes.
Right, the heroes, the superheroes, right? They save the world. Well, we're going to get some understanding on who the real Avengers are. Get John 8:32. John 8:32.
John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So Christ said that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. With understanding, the truth of the Bible was that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. But it goes deeper than that. The truth of the Bible goes deeper than the surface of just knowing you Israel. The truth is that if the man of Israel don't stand up and realize who they are, we're going to be continued in captivity. That's the truth. The truth is that the daughters of Sarah, if y'all don't wake up and realize who you really are, we're going to remain in captivity. Read it again.
John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall know the truth.
So Christ says you're going to know the truth.
And the truth shall make you free.
Free from the oppression of the mind. Free from seeing yourself. I told a brother earlier this week, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Who do you see? Do you see a nigger? Do you see somebody who used to sell dope? Do you see sisters? Do you see, Proverbs 31? Or do you see a Beyonce? Or do you see a Rihanna, a Lil' Kim? A Cardi B? Brothers, who do you see? We got to ask ourselves that. When we look in the mirror, who do we see? Because God says we are saviors. God says that we are the chosen people of the book. And knowing that sets us free. Baruch 4:4. Baruch chapter 4, verse 4.
Yes, sir. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
O Israel.
O Israel.
Happy are we.
Uh-huh.
For things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
Unto who?
Unto us.
We are such saviors and chosen of God that the Most High told only us what pleases him. We are the only people on the earth that can please the Creator. That's heavy. We are the only people on the earth that knows how to love God. Read it again.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 4. O Israel, happy are we. For things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
What pleases God are made known unto us. The Israelites, the chosen people. Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 4 and 5. You want to help us up? Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
Get that, get nation, please. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Read on.
Keep therefore and do them.
Read.
For this is your wisdom.
This is your wisdom. God's commandments is our wisdom. Read.
And your understanding.
And understanding.
In the sight of the nations.
Of the who?
Of the nations.
Read on.
Which shall hear all these statutes. And say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Sure, this great nation. Brothers, what is a nation? Without looking at the definition, what is a nation? Sirach. What is a nation? What does a nation mean? Sirach.
Shalom. A group of
Shalom,
people
brother.
united by blood, culture, history, and so on.
Boom, you hit it right on the head. Let's read the definition. You hit it right on the head, Sirach. Let's read the definition. There we go.
Nation,
Go ahead.
a large aggregate of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory.
So a nation is a large group of people united, that's a big word, united by common descent, meaning that we are from the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are united by a common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory. Go down to the synonyms.
Synonyms: country, sovereign state, state, land, realm, kingdom, republic,
Kingdom,
fatherland.
that's what I want. Kingdom. We are a kingdom. That's why Christ said, we are the kingdom. The kingdom is right here. But we got to accept the truth, learn the truth so that we can be free. Go back to Deuteronomy 5, Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them,
Talk about the commandments.
for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations,
Read on.
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
What verse you at?
Verse 6.
Read on.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them?
Where we just read that, brothers? Where did we just read that? Baruch, absolutely. We just read that. So not only did the Most High tell us that, but the other nations are telling us that. Letting us know that we are chosen. Read on.
For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
What verse you at?
Verse 8.
Read on.
And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments?
What nation is there so great that has what?
That have statutes and judgments so righteous as all these laws?
Can we look up the definition of great? We're going to do a lot of reading. Let's look up the definition of great, because our people suffer from a low self-esteem, not knowing who they really are. Now I say when Christ said ye shall know the truth gets deeper. It's different levels to the truth. I know we go to Psalms 119, 142, God, the law is the truth. But so is y'all being superheroes. That's the truth. So is y'all being great. That's the truth. Let's read that.
Great, of an extent, amount, or intensity considerably above the normal or average.
God says y'all above the normal. Y'all are greater than the average. That sounds like superhuman to me. I don't know. Let's get that definition. Superhuman, please. Let's get superhuman definition. We got to look these things up. Let's get superhuman. The Most High say we great. We above average. We are above normal, significant, extraordinary.
Right. Special, serious, exceptional, substantial, significant.
That sounds like superhumans. You are superhuman. Let's read superhuman.
Superhuman. Having or showing exceptional ability or powers.
Having or showing exceptional ability or powers. Look at the first synonym. Extraordinary. Y'all are superhumans. Y'all are superhumans. Sisters, y'all superhumans too. Don't get it twisted. Y'all ain't sidekicks. We are superhumans in here. We are above the normal human being. God said it. Let's go back. Go back to Baruch, man. Go back to Baruch 4 and 4.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 4.
Leave that on the screen, please. Go ahead.
O Israel, happy are we.
Happy are we. Read on.
For things that are pleasing to God.
Hold on. Read on. I'm sorry. Read on.
For things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
Read that definition of superhuman again.
Superhuman. Having or showing exceptional ability or powers.
Somebody explain that. Having or showing exceptional ability or powers. Somebody explain that. What does that mean? When you say, you know, they use it in football all the time. He's exceptionally fast. What does that mean? Say it again, Gilead. Stand up. Stand up. Say it, Gilead. Say it on the mic.
The fastest.
He's the fastest, meaning he's above the others. What is our exceptional ability? What is our exceptional ability? Nariah.
Being able to translate the Bible.
Right. That's the big one. He hit it right on the head. All praises, young man. You hit it right on the head. Our ability is being able to understand what pleases God. That's the superhuman ability. That goes into that truth. That truth gonna set you free. Read the definition again, officer.
Superhuman. Having or
Exceptional. I'm sorry. Hold on. How am I saying that? I'm saying it wrong. Exceptional. Hey, man. Hey, I was raised Judah, man. Come on, man. Cut me some slack. I was raised Judah, man. That's why we got to read it. Go ahead, officer. Read that thing.
Having or showing exceptional. See, now y'all got me.
Come on.
Exceptional ability or powers.
Read the, there we go. Read those highlighted three ones right there.
Divine. Holy.
Read that again.
Divine. Holy.
Stop. Let's get that. Let's get holy. Deuteronomy, was that Deuteronomy 7?
Yes, sir.
Let's get that.
Oh, you mean
The Avengers versus the Israelites. We are superhumans in here. We ain't no ordinary people. When you look in the mirror, you should not see ordinary. You should see superhumans. You should see above the rest. Read on. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Come on.
For thou art an holy people.
God says, for thou art superhumans. For thou art superhumans. Read on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Come on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now remember now, what's the title? The Avengers versus the Israelites. Aren't the Avengers chosen? Ain't they chosen throughout the world? They go out and pick them up. Okay, he has this ability. He has this ability. Let's bring them together and form the Avengers. Right. God says, I chose you Israelites to bring y'all together to do my doing. To judge the nation of Israel, to save the nation of Israel, to be superhumans. I chose y'all. Read on.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Come on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
He chosen us, read.
To be a special people.
To be a special, supernatural people. Read on.
Unto himself. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
If you are above all people, that makes you superior. That makes you a superior being. You ain't no normal person. Gilead, you ain't normal, brother.
Right.
Sisters, y'all ain't normal. Y'all are superhumans.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
That's something heavy because it's like when you look at it, the people chose the Avengers. The Most High chose you. The Most High chose you. So what does that mean? That means, okay, the people chose the Avengers because when you look at it, the people chose the Avengers because what? They want to try, they can almost in some kind of sense control them. They can kind of lead them or whatever. The Most High, they didn't choose us. The people don't choose us. The people don't choose us. Why? Because we're above all people. We're not like them. We can't be seen the same way as them. The way we act, the way we dress, the way we talk. We are not the same as everybody else that walks amongst this earth. Y'all have to realize that. That's what the officer's trying to, can you read that again? I'm sorry. That's
Deuteronomy
scripture. Chapter
7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Meaning God alone, to God. Everybody on this earth says, I love God. I want to serve God. No matter which way they worship or try to serve it. The one true living God, the only God that exists, chose you. I don't think, a lot of us, we wake up in the morning and we forget that. We go to work and we forget that. Captivity kind of somehow strains that away from us. But at the end of the day, if you believe in this Bible, you got to understand, you are above. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Meaning everything on this earth that you see, you're above it. Every person you see, you're above it because God said so.
Right. We are superhumans, man.
I want to go into depth with that. Even with a superhero, they give you the characteristics like certain uniforms they wear. We know as Israel, part of our uniform is what? Fringes, border of blue. So we have our uniform. Sisters, modest apparel, head wraps, fringes, border of blue. So it goes even deeper than that. When we see someone dressed outside of that uniform, we know they don't know who they are. They don't know they super, all right? They walking around not walking in their true identity. Real quick, one scripture, going in depth with the uniform. Ephesians 6 and 10. I don't know if you had that. Ephesians 6 and 10. Read down to verse 12 real quick.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
So now it's going into the power. Let's go. Let's read into the power. Come on.
Put on the whole armor of God.
So most warriors, heroes, they have the armor, all right? They go into the uniform. You see, who is it?
Hey,
Iron
that's
Man.
heavy. That's heavy, man.
Hey, come on. We're going to
That's
go into
heavy.
that. I'm glad you brought out this topic. We're going to go into the armor that Israelite man and woman should be dressed in. Read.
Put on the whole armor of God.
Come on.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Wiles of the devil. Come on.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
Uh-huh.
but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world,
Uh-huh.
against the spiritual wickedness in high places.
In high places. And their job is to make sure you don't tap into your ability, your identity, all right? Their whole mission is to rip you of your armor, rip you of your identity, rip you of your purpose in life, all right, what the Most High already ordained for you to do. Read on.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
So when you are called to put in that work, that action, you are prepared with the armor of the Most High God. Read on.
And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth.
With what?
With truth.
That's part of the armor. Read.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Now you got your breastplate. That's part of the armor. Come on.
And your feet should with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Being always ready. Come on.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
There go your shield now. Here we go.
Wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
You see that? Don't one of the Avengers got a shield? Yeah. There you go.
Captain America.
So now you know where they drawing that image from. That's their whole mission, is to disarm you of your real nationality, of how to please the Most High God, your true identity, being holy to the Most High God.
All praises. All praises. Hey, let me get
Yes, sir.
Proverbs 8 and 4. So we're going to touch both sides, try to get to both sides, the women, the men and the women, on how to tap into that superhuman mentality, and how sisters should see you as a superhuman, as a God, as a savior. Because that's who you are. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
So the Most High says, unto you men I call, meaning that the first person who he called is you. The first people he called to be superhuman, superheroes, are you men. Y'all the first person. Read it again.
Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Proverbs 23 and 7. Proverbs 23 and 7.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
So the scripture says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So who can explain that? I want a brother to explain that right there. We got to speak it, Abadan. As a man thinketh. Remember, the class is the Avengers versus the Israelites.
So I'm trying to explain on a higher level. When the scriptures explain that we are the sons of God, it explains the sisters, they are the princesses of God. So if you look at the attributes of a God and the attributes of a
There we go.
princess,
Come on.
you must think those things, and then if you thinking it, you're gonna show those attributes.
There we go.
Because now you believe you are a god on earth, and that you are a princess. So you're gonna show those things. You're gonna walk like a god.
There
talk,
we go. There we
speak
go. There we
like
go.
a princess. You're gonna carry yourselves because in your mind it's solidified that you believe you are that.
All praises. All praises. That's the answer right there. That's the answer right there. As a man thinketh, God says we're holy. A synonym for holy is superhuman. God says we're set apart, exceptionally better than everyone else. If you thinking it, like I said, when you wake up in the morning, you look at that mirror, what do you see? Because as a man thinketh, so is he. If you see a nigga, you're going to act like a nigga. If you see a Beyonce, all my single ladies, you're going to act like that. Real talk. But if you say, I'm a god, I'm a superhuman, I'm a daughter of Sarah, I'm chosen a princess, I'm a daughter of the creator of the universe, you're going to act the part. Your speech is gonna show. Your attitude is going to show. Your demeanor is going to show. Because our people need saviors. Our people need superhumans. We're going to get that. Let's get the video. Let's get the video.
Growing up, I wanted to be a superhero sidekick just like every other black kid in America. Or at the very least, the taxi driver's like, damn, was that a lizard?
We all know Spider-Man's story, okay? He got bit by a radioactive spider, and he got the powers of spiders, okay? So let's not make him totally unbelievable and say that he's black now.
Personally, I enjoy my fake superheroes just like I like my real-life villains. Strong and white.
We need superheroes so that white men can have something to look up to.
How am I gonna relate to a black superhero?
If there was a black superhero that was right for the job, who could do all the things that the white superheroes can do, that person doesn't exist.
I'm sorry, but the real Spider-Man was white.
What are they supposed to do? Make up a superhero that looks like me?
We can't just be getting superheroes left and right all of a sudden, all right? They gave us Meteor Man and Blank Man.
Don't mess with my white superheroes, okay? They're white superheroes. They've got white superpowers.
We can't make superheroes black because then we'd have to care about them dying.
White guys can be anything they want to be, and that is an important message. Ladies, watch out for sugar weight.
Black women, we've had our time being superheroes. We've had Catwoman, Halle Berry, Storm, Halle Berry.
What are we gonna have? Women saving men? No, it's a superhero movie. It's not totally fiction.
Y'all, I just saw the Supermans. Y'all ain't see the Supermans? Y'all missed out on Supermans. World Star.
I know it's delivered in a comical sense, but you better believe that's how the nations feel about us. They say there's no way we can make a superhuman black because then we'd have to care about them dying. And that's how they feel. That's how they feel.
And you know the messed up thing about it? The last black superhero that we seen was Hancock.
And he was a drunk.
And he was a drunk.
In love with an Edomite.
Right.
You only good at being a superhuman when you conform to their ways. You either got to be drunk, you got to be stupid, in love with an Edomite. But the one thing that I want to touch on what they said was, we cannot make superhumans black because if they die, we'd have to care. That's a heavy statement. That's a heavy statement. Watch this. But watch, now, you best believe Esau feel like that. Watch how God feels. Romans 8:19. Watch how God feels. Romans chapter 8, verse 19.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 19. Mm-hmm. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Read it again.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature.
Stop. The earnest expectation of the creature. What does it mean when it says creature? Creature. Who knows? Give it a shot, Amosa. Give it a shot. What does it mean? The earnest expectation of the creature.
The creature
The animals of
The animals.
Animals.
The whole earth. Everything on the earth. The animals, the plants, the soil, the trees, the water. Everything on the earth. Read on. Waiteth is waiting. Read.
For the manifestation of the sons of God.
Let's look at the definition of manifestation. Go to the synonyms.
Display. Demonstration.
Stop right there. Demonstration. We're the only people on the earth that can demonstrate the love of God. We're the only people on the earth that can demonstrate how to stop killing our brothers. We're the only people on the earth that can demonstrate, sisters, how to dress. Ain't no other nation can demonstrate that. No other nation can manifest God's love. Nobody else. I'm telling you, man, we are superhumans. Y'all better believe that. Let's get 1 Samuel 17. We're going to go over something. The earth is waiting on us. What we going to do? We going to still look in the mirror and see a nigga? We gonna still look in the mirror and see Beyonce? We still gonna look in the mirror and see a drug dealer, see a whoremonger? What we gonna do? Because the earth is waiting on you. Not just your people, the earth. The creatures are waiting on the real superheroes to manifest themselves. Read that.
Scripture.
1 Samuel 17 and 19. All right, we're gonna do a little reading, y'all. We're going to do a little reading. All right? Keep up. We're going to jump around. Let's go.
1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 19. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting with the Philistines.
So Saul was the first king of Israel. They was fighting the Philistines. Read on.
And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with a keeper and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight.
I believe David was Saul's armor bearer, right?
Yeah.
Read on.
And shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array.
Come on.
Army against army. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, they came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines.
Goliath. We all know this story, but we're going to get a little deeper into the story. Read on.
And spake according to the same words, and David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him.
So all the men of Israel were scared. All the men, when they saw Goliath, they ran.
Grown men.
Nah, we got to go. We got to go. Read on.
And were sore afraid.
Was so afraid. They were so afraid. Read on.
And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come?
They said, have y'all seen this man? You don't see how big he is? You don't see how strong he is? That's why we ran. Read on.
Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up.
Surely to come against us. Read on.
And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches.
So it came to a point where, hey, whoever can kill this dude, you're going to get whatever you want. That's how mighty Goliath was. Read on.
And will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying,
Watch what David says. Come on.
What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine?
So he said, hold on, wait a minute, what? Y'all gonna do what? Y'all gonna do what? Y'all gonna give riches to who? All I gotta do is kill him? Yeah, you know he was Judah. Judah, what? All I gotta do is do what? Sign me up. Go ahead.
What shall be done to that killeth this Philistine? Taketh away the reproach from Israel? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
Stop. Our forefather David said, I'm gonna tell y'all what he said. Who is this nigga? All I gotta do is kill. Who is this nigga? That's how you know he was Judah. Only Judah talk like that. Only Judah talk. Who does nigga think he is? Talking to himself. Judah be talking to himself. Who does nigga think he is, man? This nigga just tried me, y'all. Hey, you see this nigga try me? Talking to him. Judah talk to themselves when they angry. You see this nigga trying me, man? He tried, man. You see that? Read on.
For who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
So basically, David said, who is this heathen? Who are you? Read on.
That he should defy the armies of the living God.
Who are you that you should defy the armies of God? The real superheroes. Who are you? Read on.
And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men.
Come on.
And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, why camest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and thy naughtiness of thine heart. For thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
So hold on. David was known for fighting. He said, I know you. You just coming down to fight. You coming down to see the battle. Why you left the sheep by themselves? Read on. Watch this. Read on.
And David said, what have I done now? What have I now done? Is there not a cause? And he turned from him toward another and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul.
Jump down to verse 33. 33.
1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth.
But a what?
But a youth.
Come on.
And he a man of war from his youth.
So King Saul said, David, you too young. You too young to go fight this. Goliath's been fighting war since he was a youth. You just a sheep hoarder. You ain't been fighting, David. How you gonna kill this man? Watch this. Read.
And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep.
Thy servant kept his father's sheep.
And there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock.
So David is explaining a situation to prove to Saul that he's worthy to go fight Goliath. He said, I was keeping my father's sheep, and a lion and a bear. What did he say? A lion and a bear, right? A lion and a bear came and took one of the sheep. Watch this. Read.
And I went out after him.
And he was what?
And I went out after him.
Who in here would run after a lion? A lion could come in here and take my baby right now. Ain't no way I'm running after him. I'm going to shoot it from a distance, but I'm not going to run after a lion. My baby's gone. I'm sorry. I got to count it for a loss. You in the hands of the Lord at that, you know what I'm saying? You in the hands of the Lord, Kadar. I'm sorry, bro. Read that again.
And I went out after him and smote him.
And did what?
And smote him.
David killed the lion. Read.
And delivered it out of his mouth.
So he took the sheep out of the lion's mouth. Ain't nobody had that bold. But that goes to show you our lineage is superhuman. Can't no regular human do that, kill a lion. Can't no regular human chase a lion. Remember, you got to chase it and catch it. Remember, he chased it and caught it. You know.
And when he rose against me, I caught him by his beard.
He what?
I caught him by his beard.
So the lion tried to fight him. David said he grabbed it by his mane. Oh, come here. What you doing? Hey, but I'm telling you, that's a superhuman. Our lineage comes from superhumans. David grabbed the lion by his mane. Read on.
And smote him.
And smote him. Read.
And slew him.
Read.
Thy servant slew both
Slew
the
what?
lion.
Slew what?
Thy servant slew both the lion.
He did only just kill the lion.
And the bear.
And a bear. Who in here willing to go up against a bear? Letting you know our forefathers were superhuman. And we all are our forefathers. Just left a stature. Read on.
And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied.
Stop. He said this uncircumcised Philistine should be like that lion I killed. Should be like that bear I smote, because he defiled the living God. Read on.
Seeing he hath defied the armies of the living God.
Come on, speed it up.
David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
Jump to verse 40.
First Samuel chapter 17 and verse 40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook.
So remember, Saul gave him a sword and a shield. David said, nah, I can't use this. I'm going to take a staff and a slingshot and some stones. Read on.
And put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had, and even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand.
Come on.
And he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy, and of a fair countenance.
So the Philistine was like, really? You? Hey, y'all know when a brother look you up and down. Okay. If this what you want, you know how Israel talk. If this really what you want, come on, read on.
And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog that thou comest to me with a staff? And the Philistine cursed David by his God.
So he mocked David. He mocked our father. Read on.
And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts
So
of
he
the
said,
field.
come on, David, I'm going to put you to death. Read.
Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts.
I come to you in the name of the Father. I come to you in the name of the one that chosen us to be superhumans. Read on.
The God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied.
Come on.
This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thy head from thee.
Jump to verse 48.
1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 48. And it came to pass when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine.
So David didn't run away. He ran towards them.
And David put his hand in his bag.
Now watch this. Watch this. Read.
And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead.
Come on.
That the stone sunk into his forehead and he fell upon his face to the earth.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Nariah.
It means the stone.
Speak up.
It means the stone was like a bullet going straight through his head.
The stone was a bullet. It sunk in his head. I mean, when David slung it, it went through his head. You know how hard you gotta sling a stone to go through somebody's skull?
Right.
A stone. And it said it was smooth. Right. He said he took 5 smooth stones. David was such superhuman, all he did was sling a stone and it went through the dude's head. That's who we come from. We come from men of stature that was able to show forth their superhumans by killing people by the millions, by the thousands. Watch this. Go to 2 Samuel 23. Now we're going to read about who David rode with. David's mighty men. 1 Samuel 23 and verse 8. I'm sorry, 2 Samuel 23 and verse 8.
2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had.
Brothers and sisters, when y'all read this, I want y'all to really
visualize.
I want y'all to really visualize these things. Y'all come from these men. Y'all come from these men. Everybody in this room descend from these men. So when we look ourselves in the mirror in the morning, I know everybody get up in the morning, go brush their teeth, do what they got to do, and you look yourself in the mirror. Don't let the thought slip that you ain't superhuman. Every morning you should be saying, I'm superhuman. I'm a daughter, I'm a princess of God. I'm extraordinary. Bye-bye, low self-esteem.
Right.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Right.
Can't nobody tell us nothing. We are gods on the earth. Read that.
2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 8.
So this is who David rode with. Come on.
These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tashmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Idano the Isnite. He lifted up his spear against 800.
Against who?
800.
Against who?
800.
These was one of David's mighty men who killed 800 at one time. That's superhuman.
Whom he slew at one time.
Killed him at one time. At one person against 800. Our forefathers slew them at one time.
on the kung fu movies, you see like one person taking on like 20, 50 people. You
That
see
ain't got nothing. They ain't got
That's
nothing on who we really are.
One person, 800.
We don't. Let's get through this. Come on.
9, verse 9. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohite, one of the 3 mighty men with David, when they defied the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary.
You see, he was fighting till his hands got tired. Read on.
And his hand clave unto the sword.
He was squeezing the sword so hard, his hands cleaved to the sword. He couldn't even let it go. Right, he cramped. He had a, what they call a Charlie horse.
Right.
His charlied up to the sword. He couldn't open his hand.
Right.
Read on.
Clave unto the sword, and the Lord wrought a great victory that day. And the people returned after him only to spoil. And after him was Shema, the son of Agi, the Hararite. And the Philistines were gathered together into a troop, where was a piece of ground full of lentils. And the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord wrought a great victory. And 3 of the 30 chief went down, and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam. And the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim.
Jump down to verse 18.
2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 18. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief among 3, and he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them, and had the name among the 3.
So he lifted up his spear against 300, slew them with one spear. Read on.
Was he not most
Bro, do you understand? They make bullets, and you can't even kill 300 people at one time. These dudes was doing it with spears. You know how quick that is? You know how quick you got to be with a spear to kill 300 men at one time? I don't know. That sounds like superhuman to me. Y'all let me know. That sounds like superhuman. You know.
Was he not most honorable of 3? Therefore was he their captain. Howbeit he attained not unto the first street.
Read on.
And Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada,
watch this,
the
read.
son of a valiant man of Kabziel, who had done many acts.
He done many acts, but these is going to tell you a few of them that was just extraordinary. Read on.
He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab.
He slew 2 lion-like men. That means these dudes were built like lions, ferocious like lions, and he slew them. And watch what happens after he slew them, though. Read on.
He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in the time of snow.
He said, that's it? I slew 2 lion-like men, and I'm going to go slay a lion.
Right. He's so amped up.
He's so amped up.
So
in
he's
the
like,
snow.
you know what? They just finished getting it. You getting it too,
You
lion.
gotta get it too, lion.
Just for being there.
Right. In the snow.
You're going to get it too.
In the snow. And remember, it says, in the midst of a pit. So, I mean, you had to walk in the pit, and the lion was there.
Right. So you're back against the walls.
Right. You're back against the wall. And you had to kill that lion in that pit. In the snow. Go ahead, Hales.
Sounds to me like the lion had his back against the wall.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because the brother walked in the pit and the lion was there. Yeah. And he said, nah, we both can't dwell in here. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go out there and freeze to death. So you might as well just let me kill you in this pit. You want to freeze to death or you want to die by my hands? Which one? Read on.
Verse 21. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand.
And the Egyptian had a spear in his hand.
But he went down to him with a staff.
All the brother had was a staff. And the Egyptian had a spear. Read on.
And plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's
hand. He took the spear out of the Egyptian's hand. Read on.
And slew him with his own spear.
Killed him with his own spear. That's a God. That's superhuman right there. Hey, hold on. Stop. Dang. Imagine seeing that in real life, bro. With fringes on. Fringes on, he got to spill like that. Play that thing. Hey, that's dope right there. I like that. Nah, just keep playing. Should play some more. Go ahead. All right, that's it. But I'm going to tell you, they get these games from our book.
Right.
Anime, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho. Naraya, help me out. I know you know all of them. Help me out, Naraya. I know you know all the, what's the doc at? They know all the animes. But they get that from us. They get that from our book. Because the real superheroes are right here in this room. But you know what they do? They make anime, they all white. They make them all white so that you can relate to them. And we love watching it. We love watching Kung Fu movies. We love watching, anime, Dragon Ball Z. We love it, not understanding that we are connected. We are connected with those acts of valor, with those acts of superhuman strength. Watch this, though. We're going to get something else. Get 2 Samuel 22. 2 Samuel 22. Start at verse 30. 22 and verse 30.
2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 30. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God have I leaped over a wall.
David says, by my God have I leaped over a wall. You ain't talking about no 5 foot, 6 foot wall. You talking about 15-foot walls, 20-foot walls he was leaping over. Why you think our people are the best dunkers in basketball? Why you think we're the best receivers in football? Why you think we the best high jumpers in track and field?
Right, hurdlers.
Hurdlers, we the best hurdlers. That's because we come from a lineage of superhumans. The fastest, the strongest, the smartest.
Right.
We got our whole DNA is superhuman. Right. Our hearts, our organs. That's why they kidnap us and sell our organs on the black market.
That's the number one. They just caught how many? Amalek. They caught a couple of rabbis trafficking organs, black people's organs, back and forth to Jerusalem. Because what they do, they know our DNA is superior. So what they do is to prolong their lives, they'll go ahead and take our organs and put it in their bodies. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely. Because they know we are God's able. What you got? Right. You see that in Get Out.
Yeah, I was just about to
They
say
Get
that.
Out.
Just
Go
about to say
ahead.
that.
Explain yourself. Go ahead, brother.
Like in the movie Get Out, there's a scene where they're explaining why they get all the basically the lady tricking all the black men, you know what I'm saying, to go to her parents' house and stuff like that to steal the organs because they know how powerful we are.
They know we're powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's a scene where the dude, he goes up to him. He's like, man, if you really train, you'll be a beast.
Yeah.
Because he know I'm going to tell you, if you took, I'm going to use my son for example. If I was to take an Edomite baby, same age, same size, same muscle percentage, same fat percentage, and put them in a room, fed them the same, trained them the same, my son would come out 20 times stronger, 20 times smarter every single time. That's because we are above these other nations. We are above. That's why they want us in every sport. That's why they got the NFL draft, NBA draft. Because we are superhumans. Watch this. Read on.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30. For by thee I have run through a troop.
Ran through a troop. Read on.
By my God have I leaped over a wall.
David was leaping over walls. Read on.
As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him.
Read on.
For who is God? Save the Lord. And who is a rock? Save our God. God is my strength and power.
Who is our strength and power?
God is my strength and power.
With God on our side, we can really show who we really are. Because God is our strength and power. Read on.
God is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet.
What does that mean? What is a hind? Anybody know? Amosa. What is a hind? What is hind's feet?
A gazelle.
Right, like a gazelle. You know how high gazelles leap? Can we look that up? How high can a gazelle leap? 10 feet. A hind can jump 10 feet high. David said, he maketh my feet like hinds' feet. Read on.
He maketh my feet like hinds' feet.
That's superhuman, man.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
And setteth me upon my high places.
Read on.
He teacheth my hands to war.
Who taught David how to kill?
He teacheth my hands to war.
Who taught David how to kill?
He teacheth my hands to war.
The same people, the same God that chose us, put it on our spirit how to be saviors. Read on.
So that a bow of steel is broken in my arms.
It says David broke steel with his arm. That's superhuman. A sledgehammer. So that, you know that means you couldn't even shoot David today. You wouldn't be able to shoot him. They had guns back then, it wouldn't even work. He said, I broke steel with my arms. What verse you at, officer?
Verse 35.
Read verse 35 again.
He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms.
Hey, let's look up doe. Look up a doe. Let's look up a doe. How fast does a gazelle run? I'm sorry. I made gazelle. Sorry. How fast does a gazelle run? 60 miles per hour. What you got, Les? What you got, Les?
Hey, the only thing that can catch that thing is the fastest animal in the wild, which is a cheetah. And at times, the cheetah sometimes can't catch
Right, can't catch him.
Real quick. Well, go back to verse 30 real quick. Make this real fast.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30. For by thee I have run through a troop.
Stop. It says he ran through a troop. Troop is an army of men, a group of men. So how fast he was going through that army of men, slaying? 60 miles per hour.
60 miles per hour.
That's how he was slaying them. And you see that in movies all the time, how they running through people. Yeah. So he was doing all that.
They're going so fast, it's like everything freezes.
Right, in slow motion.
You know, you see the raindrops still falling. And when it hit the ground, 20 people dead. Hey, who's the fastest man on the earth? Usain Bolt. Can we look up how fast Usain Bolt's run? That's about, 27 miles per hour. That's the fastest man at tops. Usain Bolt, at top speed, he runs 27 miles per hour. David ran 60.
That mean we're not even half what
We're not even half. But that lets you know also that you still have human strength. Right. You still have superhuman strength. Right. You gotta tap into that thing.
Right.
Let's get Sirach 44:1. We're gonna get some more history on our forefathers. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Israel always needed saving. Throughout the scriptures, Israel always needed saving. And I want to tell some. I want to tell some real quick. Men, who are y'all again? I'm sorry, I forgot. Who are y'all? Israelites. Pertaining to the class, who are y'all? Y'all superhumans. Y'all sisters, y'all married to superhumans. Your husband should not be coming home to, go get another job. You need to do better. You understand? You married to a superhuman. Salvation only comes through these men. If y'all want salvation, you gotta encourage the men. Exhort them to continue in the fight. Exhort them to tap into that ability of saving the nation. Because we all got the ability. Every man in these one of these seats got the ability to save. We got to tap into that thing. And sisters, if you're married to these men, help them tap into it. Don't be no villain.
Right.
Don't be a villain. Do not be a villain.
Damn. So you saying that our wives could be our kryptonite? They can hinder
all the time. You best believe it.
Damn.
You best believe it. A brother coming home from work, in his mind, I'm about to go out, do a fly mission.
After 8 hours.
After 8 hours of putting in work to make sure to make sure that our food on the table, to make sure that our rent paid. I'm about to come home, kiss my wife, and go out and save the world. But nah, yo, villain, kryptonite, you're not doing enough. Go get another job. What? You're going to take away my tapping into my superhuman strength to save you. Don't be no villain. Don't be no kryptonite. An arch enemy. Don't be no arch enemy, sisters. If you're married to a brother who is showing improvement, who is showing that he want to keep God's laws, you're married to a superhuman. You're married to a God. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're married to a God.
And that's the problem. Most of these sisters don't believe.
Don't believe.
For you to go back and break down a man who comes after work, 9 to 5, and putting in work, I don't care how much money he make, and then for you to belittle the brother, that's wicked. That's wicked.
Hey, the brother told me.
No.
The brother told me he felt like a nigga after that.
Yeah, of course. Because remember, you have power. Those sisters have power in their tongue. All right. But so if you use that ability to chop down these brothers, that's all you're going to be remained with. You're going to remain with a Negro. You're not going to remain with that superhero brother.
And that's opposite of a pillar. A
Right.
pillar is supposed to support.
Absolutely.
So when you're doing that, you're going outside of God's commandments.
Absolutely.
You're not being that pillar.
Sisters, examine yourselves. Hell, even if you're single, exhort these superhumans. Just how you would look, just how Mary Jane looked for Superman. We are y'all superheroes. That's who we are. And brothers, change your conversation. Change the idleness. Change your mentality. Because you are gods. You are superhumans.
Can I bring out a scripture?
Go ahead,
Hey,
officer.
give me Psalms chapter 82 and verse 5. Because we read that the world is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. We are so out of place that we affect everything. You see what happened to the ecosystem? You got whales coming up on shores right now. Bodies coming up out of rivers because we're not in our rightful place. Read that. Psalms 82 and verse 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out.
Because we're in sin, read that.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Do you understand the power you have affect the whole entire earth? Because you're not in your rightful state, the whales are not happy. They're being washed up on shores. Think about it. The ecosystem, to even the air that we breathe. Man, nothing is happy right now because we're out of our rightful place. That's it on that.
Read that again. Read that again.
Psalms chapter 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
All the earth is waiting on you. Watch this. Read on.
I have said, ye are gods.
Why is the earth waiting on us? Read on.
I have said, ye are gods.
The Most High say we are gods. We are superhumans. Sisters, y'all are superhumans. I'm going to just let that marinate real quick. We just got a moment of silence. Y'all are superhumans. Y'all ain't never heard that. I know I ain't never heard nobody call me a superhuman. We are superhumans. Sisters, ain't nobody else going to tell our sisters to cover up.
Right.
Ain't nobody else going to tell our sister, hey, sis, you know you dress inappropriately right now. You know your worth is more than gold. Who going to tell our sisters that? Not Cardi B.
Right.
Not Nicki Minaj.
Right.
Not who's another one? The whore of Babylon. What's her name? Kim Kardashian. Not her. Not Khloe Kardashian. They're not going to do that. Tell her, we are saviors. We got to change our mentality. When we wake up, and I'm going to keep going back to this, when we wake up every morning and we look in that mirror, we need to tell ourselves who we really are. You a princess of God. You a superhero. That's who you are. Let's get, what I said get?
Sirach
Sirach 44 and 1. Let's read
Yes,
that.
sir. Sirach chapter 44 and verse 1.
We almost done.
Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. The Lord have wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning. Such as did bear rule in their kingdoms.
Bear rule in their kingdoms.
Men renowned for their power.
For their what?
For their power.
Men known for their power. Read.
And giving counsel by their understanding. And declaring prophecies. Leaders of the people by their counsels.
Leaders of the people by their counsels. Read.
And by their knowledge of learning.
What verse you at?
Verse 4.
Read on.
Leaders of the people by their counsels. And by their knowledge of learning meet for the people.
Jump to verse 17.
Sirach chapter 44 and verse 17. Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time
So
of
Noah,
wrath.
our forefather, was found perfect. Read on.
And righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came.
What verse you at?
Verse 17.
Read on. Read the verse 23.
Verse 18. An everlasting covenant was made with him, that all flesh should perish no more by the flood.
Read on.
Abraham was a great father of many people. In glory was there none like unto
Brothers,
him.
we going through the lineage of superhumans. Noah was a superhuman. Abraham was a superhuman. Isaac was a superhuman. Jacob was a superhuman. Right, Jacob fought an angel. He wrestled an angel. Prince, that's why the Most High said, no, we changing your name. You can't be Jacob no more. You done fought an angel. I'm gonna change your name to Prince that have power. What is it? Prince that have power with God. You got power with God. Read on, man. Come on.
Verse 20. Who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh.
Jump to verse 22.
Sirach chapter 44 and verse 22. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men and the covenant.
So Abraham and Isaac were superhumans. Read on.
And made it rest upon the head of Jacob.
Jacob was a superhuman, like we just brought out. He wrestled the angel. Read.
He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage and divided his portion.
And divided his what?
And divided his portions.
And divided his portions unto who?
Among the 12 tribes did he part them.
Unto everybody in here. He divided his portions unto the 12 tribes did he part them. Chapter 46 and verse 1.
Sirach chapter 46 and verse 1. Jesus, the son of Navi, was valiant in the wars and was the successor of Moses.
Read it again. I'm sorry. Verse 1.
Jesus
is talking about Joshua, y'all. He's talking about Joshua. Read.
Of Navi was valiant in the wars and was the successor of Moses in prophecy, who according to his name was made great for the saving of the elect of God.
The what?
Was made great for the saving of the elect of God.
Israel always needs savings. They always needed somebody to save them. Read on.
And taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against them, that he might set Israel in their inheritance.
Watch this. Read verse 3.
Sirach chapter 46 and verse 3. Who before him so stood to it, for the Lord himself brought his enemies unto him. Did not the sun go back by his means, and was not one day as long as two?
Joshua was able to tell the sun, stop. Give me more time to fight.
Un momento.
Un momento.
A moment.
I don't want the sun to go down, Lord. Give me the ability to stop the sun.
Right. So I need more time. I don't want them running away hiding. So please, hold the sun back.
Hold the sun. For a whole day, the sun didn't go down.
Right.
For 24 hours, the sun did not set. He controlled time.
Right.
Our forefather Joshua controlled time.
Right.
Go ahead, Os.
The thing about it is, Christianity will keep us in that place where everything is still a fairy tale. Like Daniel and the lion's den. We like, oh no, that's not possible. With Shadrach, Meshach.
Right.
And so you'll look at that and you'll think these things are fairy tale, not knowing these things are gonna happen again. When the fire comes on Babylon, think about it. We're gonna be saved out of the midst of fire. These are the same acts that happened back then. These things will happen again. And the only way you could be saved is if you're keeping God's commandments. That's the only way.
Right.
And that was the way that they were able to accomplish these things.
That's why we read in 2 Samuel.
Right.
Where David said, the Lord is my strength.
Right.
And we're going to read what Christ said, that we're going to do greater works than he did.
Bring it out.
And Christ walked on water.
Yeah.
Christ flew. Christ teleported. Christ popped up out of nowhere. Boom. Here I am.
Walking through
Here I am. Right. Peter was singing. Come on. Faith. He came back to life. And he said we're going to do greater works than him. So who are we, brothers? Superheroes. Let's read on. We're going to read a little bit more. Hey, it's so much, man. Jump to verse 13.
Sirach chapter 46 and verse 13. Samuel, the prophet of the Lord, beloved of his Lord, established a kingdom and anointed princes over his people. By the law of the Lord he judged the congregation, and the Lord had respect unto Jacob. By his faithfulness he was found a true prophet. By his word he was known to be faithful in vision. He called upon the mighty Lord when his enemies pressed upon him on every side. When he offered the suckling lamb.
You read that, I think it's 1 Samuel chapter 7. Read on.
Oh, sorry.
Verse 17.
Verse 17, and the Lord thundered from heaven, and with a great noise made his voice to be heard. And he destroyed the rulers of Tyrenes.
Of the Tyranians.
And all the princes of the Philistines.
So, I'm going to ask y'all something. Y'all know, what's that, Power Rangers, right? Who here used to watch Power Rangers? Nariah, raise your hand. I know you did. I used to watch Power Rangers too, right?
Right.
You know after they morphed, when it says Mighty Morphin time, and then they start losing, what do? They come to, but what they do, officer? But what do they do first though? What they got to do?
They call the Zords.
They call the Zords. Could anybody do that? What'd you say, Eliab? Stand up. Say that on the mic.
We call the Lord.
That's what we call. And we the only people on the earth that can call him.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, we are the real superhumans, man. The Avengers ain't got nothing on us.
Right.
The Justice League ain't got nothing on us. X-Men, Spider-Man, they ain't got nothing on us. That's fantasies. That's a fairy tale. This is real. And there's proof. The proof is in the pudding. Even if we close the book, explain to me why we the fastest.
Right.
Somebody do that, please. Go ahead. You know they say so-called black people have more fibers in their muscle that's able to what they call it? That's able to react faster. That makes us faster. No.
Right.
Right. The Most High declare that thing. Explain to me why we the strongest.
Right. Why after slavery, not knowing a damn thing, we could make a fluorescent light bulb.
Explain to me why they can't build pyramids no more.
Right.
Think about that. You know how big them stones were? Bro, we was superhumans.
Right.
And they knew that. That's why they made us build them pyramids. That's why they can't build them no more. Even if they got the equipment, they cannot duplicate the pyramids that was made back then.
Right. And you know the funny thing about that, right? Brothers, we couldn't read and write in slavery, right? How we built the White House?
I just need a explanation.
Right. That's all
I'm begging for an explanation here.
Right. It makes no sense for somebody who can't read and write could look at blueprints and make secret rooms and passages, and it's being done. For somebody that can't read and write and do that, you gotta be superhuman.
You gotta be, man.
You got to be.
You gotta be. You ain't no ordinary person. Sisters, don't get it twisted. When you read about our foremother Judith.
Right.
Yeah, y'all thought I wasn't going there, huh? Thought I wasn't going there. Let's get it. Let's start at verse 22.
Judith chapter 8 and verse 22.
Now this goes into being that kryptonite or being that helper or provoking the men of the Lord to stand up and tap into them superhuman abilities. Read on, read that.
In the slaughter of our brethren, and in the captivity of the country, and the desolation of our inheritance, will he turn upon our heads among the Gentiles, wheresoever we shall be in bondage, and we shall be in offense and a reproach to all them that possess us. For our servitude shall not be directed to favor, but the Lord our God shall turn it to dishonor.
Read on.
Now therefore, O brethren.
Oh, who?
O brethren.
Who is Judas talking to? Brothers, who is Judas talking to? Specifically. Who said that? Nariah. Hey, Nariah, you on point today. Hey, you had your cinnamon toast crunch this morning. Who was Judas talking to?
The men.
The men. Judas was talking to the men. Sisters, don't get it twisted. Y'all can do a lot. My wife can have me go to a lion's den.
Right.
And try to kill a lion.
They don't know that yet.
They don't know that. Zerubbabel talks about that.
Right.
Straight up.
One of the most powerful things.
A sister can have a brother lose his mind to bring that spoil back home.
Right. But it's how you say it and how you carry yourself around about.
There we go.
That's what's important.
There we go. We're going to read it. Read on.
Now therefore, O brethren, let us shew an example to our brethren.
Let us show an example to our brethren.
Because their hearts depend upon us. And the sanctuary, and the house, and the altar rest upon us.
She said, brothers, be an example. Raise up. Stand up. Tap into that superhuman strength because your brothers depend on you. I ain't never seen no Catholic church go down to Cuba teaching the word. I ain't never seen Creflo Dollar go down to Cuba and teach the word. I ain't never seen TDJs go to Haiti and teach the word. You don't see no Christian pastors in Overtown teaching on the block telling our people to repent, keep God's commandments as a nation of people of Israelites. The only people that's going to do it is us because we are superhumans. We super, man. We're going to skip that. Let's read verse 1, man. Let's read Obadiah. That's what I want. I know Officer Judah was waiting on that. The book of, I'm about to say the book of Esau. Read verse 21.
The book of Obadiah, verse 21. And saviors.
And who?
And saviors.
And who?
And saviors.
Can we look up that definition? Brothers and sisters, please don't let this slip past you. Sisters, we got to change our mentality. Brothers, we got to change our mentality. You're not brought in here to go home and do nothing. Sisters, y'all ain't brought in here to come in here and do nothing. We are saviors of the nation. If everybody here was programmed to save one person, we'll be out of here. We'll be out of here. All we got to do is plant that seed. That saving goes into planting the seed. We got to have that mentality. Let's read that.
Savior, a person who saves someone or something, especially a country
especially
or
a
cause. Especially a country.
A what?
A country.
Come on.
Or cause. From danger.
From danger. What's the danger we facing? Eliab, what's the danger?
Sin.
Sin is the danger. When we acknowledge our sin, then we will come out of oppression. But sin is the danger. Sin is the kryptonite. Sin is the kryptonite to the superhero Israelite. Can we read that again? Let's read synonyms.
Synonyms. Rescuer.
Rescuer.
Liberator.
Uh-huh.
Deliverer.
Deliverer.
Emancipator. Champion.
A what?
Champion.
Wasn't David a champion? Was it his mighty men were champions? Abraham was a champion. Isaac was a champion. Jacob was a champion. Everybody in here is a champion. As long as we endure. We got to endure to the end and realize who we are. And I'm going to keep going back to it, officer. When we get up in the morning, we look in that mirror. Brothers, what do you see? Sisters, what do you see? Superheroes. That's who we are. We are superheroes. Read that again in Obadiah.
Obadiah, verse 21. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion.
God says Savior shall come up on Mount Zion. Savior. He didn't say niggas. He didn't say Beyonce's. He didn't say Spits. He didn't say, give me some more Redskins. God calls us saviors. Read on.
Shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau.
Judge the Mount of Esau. Read on.
And the kingdom shall be the Lord's.
And the kingdom shall be the Lord's. We have to establish ourselves as saviors. That's why Christ say about the family, when he say, behold, my mother and my father. Ain't nobody out there gonna teach you not to sin. We all was out there. We all lived in sin. Nobody never taught me it was a sin to smoke marijuana. Nobody never taught our sisters it was a sin to wear them short shorts. Hell, some mothers taught our sisters, show what you got. Some mothers told our men, here's a box of condoms, just wrap it up. Nobody out there is on our side. The only people on our side is us. We got to have that mentality, all right? Let's get, we almost done. Let's get where I'm at. Get Jeremiah 1 and 10.
Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
The Most High said he set us over the nations, men and women. Don't get it twisted. Read on.
And over the kingdom, to root out and to pull down.
Read on.
And to destroy and to throw down.
To destroy what? What are we destroying, brothers? Stand up. Somebody give me that. What are we destroying? Ezekiel, give it a shot. I mean, you're not wrong.
Wicked imaginations and strongholds.
Stay on the mic, brother.
Wicked imaginations and strongholds.
Right. Wicked imaginations. A wicked imagination is black on black crime. A wicked imagination is a brother coming home from work and a sister saying, you're not doing enough. You need to get 2 jobs. Do you understand? Hey, I'm going to go back to that, man. Do you understand what you are saying? Who you standing to? You talking to a superhuman. You talking to the only means of saving that you got. Only these men, we got to get right. And I'm telling you, sisters, man, y'all better tighten up. Tighten up. Be mindful what you say. Be mindful what you say because you're talking to gods on the earth. You're talking to men who the earth is waiting on. Think about that. You don't produce nothing on the earth, and even the earth is waiting on these men. That's heavy. Be mindful. Be very mindful. Numbers 32. And brothers, you gotta act like superhumans. Don't expect your rib to treat you like a superhuman and you still a nigga.
Right.
You still got the mentality of Joe.
Right.
My name is Joe. My name ain't Eliab at home. My name is Joe at home. But on a Sabbath day, dun, 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 dun. But when I'm home, do. You know when Pac-Man die? Do. But that's the mentality we gotta have. That's the mentality. I'm joking, but that's the mentality we gotta have. We gotta be superhuman every day. You gonna slip sometimes? Yeah. You gonna slip? You gonna mess up? Yeah, you gonna mess up. But you get back on track. You get back in that, look every morning, you look yourself in that mirror, and you tell yourself who you really are. You ain't niggas, man. Sisters, y'all ain't niggas. Read that.
32?
Yeah, verse 6.
Numbers chapter 32 and verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore
hold on. Now, we have to use this in the reference of today. We have men who are setting an example for us to go save our people. We have men that we see online every day that are setting an example to us on how to save our people. They going to Cuba. They going to Haiti. Officer Veers just went to Haiti, putting in the work. We got brothers in Puerto Rico. We got brothers in Mexico. We got brothers going to Africa. We got brothers in Belgium. We got brothers in Ghana. What are y'all doing? We got to ask ourselves, what am I doing? Am I going to sit back with my feet up, with my coffee, and just wait for the king to return? Am I going to watch my bishops get locked up in Cuba and just sit back and chill? I'm going to tell you straight, and I told my wife this. When I heard they got locked up, I said, I want to get locked up. For the Most High. When I heard they got locked up for teaching the word, I said, damn, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. We got to have that mentality of pushing this truth, because that's what superhumans do. They die for the people they saving. Superman do it. Batman do it. So why can't the real guys do it? Die for the people you trying to save. And the only way that you can put forth the hand to the plow, read that again.
Numbers chapter 32, verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war?
So y'all go to war. And I said it, and I'm going to tell y'all something. About 2 months ago, I put it out there, sisters, we can go on fly missions. Not one sister, I take that back. 2 sisters contacted me to go on a mission. Even though they couldn't go, but they still contacted me. You know, I was a guy, I can't go today. We saviors of the people. We saviors of the people. Brothers, we saviors of the people. Shall our bishops and deacons and captains go to war and we sit back and chill? We sit back and look for a precept. Oh, I'm for the cut with this one. I'm for the wait on that Jehovah's Witness come knock on my door. Are we doing that? Or are we actually reading and studying to save the people? Go ahead, Amir.
Speaking of Jehovah's Witness.
Speak up.
Speaking of Jehovah's Witness, they have their women out there by the dozens.
Right, women out there, hey, passing our cards. Here you go. Jesus loves you. They might be wrong, but they out there doing it. Go ahead.
And also, they go to the extreme lengths, these Jehovah's Witnesses, to learn Creole and Spanish to try to destroy our people, learning languages.
And Esau know that. Esau know when we enter something, we go full-heartedly. I don't understand, now that we come to the knowledge of the truth, we slack off. In the world, when I was a nigga in the world, I was the best nigga of them all. When we sold dope to the best of our ability. When we hoard ourselves out, we hoard ourselves to the best of our ability. We was wise to do evil like you went over today. Wise to do evil. But when it come to do good, we don't know. We don't know. That's because we lack self-esteem. We lack the knowledge of who we are. Read that again.
Numbers chapter 32 and verse 6.
2 more scriptures.
And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war? And shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel?
Every brother in here is capable of learning the scriptures to save his people. Every sister in here is capable of learning the scriptures to save their people. Everybody, even the little kids, you are capable of learning the scriptures to save your people. Because we are the real superheroes. Who gonna save us if we don't do it? I'm posing that question. Who gonna save us if we don't do it? Nobody. You know what? They're gonna benefit off us until we get up and do it. It's like they've been doing for hundreds of years. They've been benefiting ourselves in slavery, the cotton fields, basketball, NFL, laundromats, everything. They benefiting off of us. Hell, we in here right now, they benefiting off of us right now. In this building, they benefiting off of us right now. It's called a light bill. It's called rent. It's called a water bill. They benefit off us right now. So what we gonna do? We gonna come together and be superheroes and truly separate ourselves like the scriptures say? What we gonna do? Romans 13:11. Romans 13:11. Brothers and sisters, I pray y'all don't let these scriptures slip past you, because it's a deeper meaning. That's why I started off with Christ saying, ye shall know the truth. This is the truth. The truth is that y'all are superheroes. The truth is that y'all are God's chosen people. The truth is that y'all are holy. Y'all are saviors. Y'all are, what's another one we used? Extravagant. Y'all are extraordinary. Y'all are above the other nations. Y'all are not normal. That's the truth. And I'm glad you brought that up. In slavery, they killed us by the millions. Why are we still here? Do you understand? If they would have did that to any other nation, they'd be extinct. What happens when a white man get when he's stressed out? What do? He kill himself. Hell, the Chinese too kill themselves. Ishmael blow themselves up. Every nation, when they stressed out, when they get into something they can't handle, they kill themselves. Or they go on a killing spree. And then kill themselves. Right, and then kill themselves. They weak. So why not we in the truth, we so easily lackadaisy? Nah, man, let's all come together, man, put in work. Read that.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. But now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Read it again.
And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Brothers and sisters, it's high time to wake up. It's high time to wake up. Brothers, we got to change our mentality. We got to change the image of ourselves in our brains. Sisters, we got to change our mentality. We got to change the image of ourselves in our brains. Because we ain't normal. Y'all sisters ain't normal. Look how beautiful y'all look. Brothers, y'all ain't normal. Look how handsome y'all is. Look how strong y'all look. Y'all ain't normal. Y'all are above all nations. Superhumans. We are superhumans, man. Last scripture, John 14 and 12.
John chapter 14 and verse 20.
Come on, 12, verse 12.
John chapter 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me,
he that believeth on Christ,
the works that I do,
the works that Christ, what was some of Christ's works? Ezekiel. I'm about to say flyer. Mike.
He turned water to wine.
He turned water to wine. Hold on. One at a time. We're going to go through the works of Christ real quick. He turned water to wine. Razi's. Mike.
He walked on water.
He walked on water. I'm sorry. What's your name again, brother? Cliff. You got to get a Hebrew name. I remember you better.
He rose from the dead.
He rose from the dead. What else? Nariah. Nope, right here. What's your name, brother? Alex. Get it, brother Mike. Brother Alex.
He rose the dead.
He rose, right? He rose the dead. Who else? Right, because a lot of people understand when Christ rose from the dead, other people came out the grave too. He was so powerful, other people came out the grave with him. Young man in the back. Brother Bear's son, right? That's your son? What's your name?
My name's Jordan.
Jordan, okay. What was an act of Christ?
Preached in the synagogues.
Right, he preached in the synagogues. That's a super strength. Nariah, what else?
He healed the blind.
He healed the blind. Come on. Jehovah, what you got?
He was able to calm the storm.
Right. I like that. I'm glad you said that. I was waiting on the brother to say that. That's how you know the brother reading. Christ calmed the storm. He was on the boat with his disciples. We gonna skip through it. And the disciples like, hey, man, you don't see the storm? Where you sleeping? Christ had to check him. And then rebuked the storm calmed down. He controlled elements. Christ controlled elements. Who you think was in the fire with Daniel?
Right.
It was Christ. With the three holy children.
Right.
That was Christ. Because Christ controlled the elements. What you got, Jehaziel?
Shalom. Christ overcame the temptation of the devil 3 times.
You know how powerful that is? But he was able to overcome the devil. Brothers, we the only people on the earth that has the strength to overcome the devil. We the only people that can overcome sin. That's why the Most High say don't do like they do. Because, no, he say, what has thou to what did he say? To declare my statutes. Meaning this Bible wasn't for them. Why? Because they not able to withstand sin. That's why they teach us the law done away with. That's why they teach the law done away with, because they can't keep the law. We're the only people that can keep the law. That's a superhuman strength. We're the only people that can fight sin, temptation. That's a superhuman strength. You know how strong you got to be to do that? Let's read that. Let's read the scripture. New York is on.
John chapter 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do.
Now we just went through all the works Christ did. And the scriptures say that even if they wrote down all his works, the bowl will be filled with his works. It was so many. They couldn't even write it down in books. Right. Read it again.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater
He said, y'all gonna do the same works I do. Read.
And greater works.
And what?
And greater works.
And what?
And greater works than these.
Brothers, what's greater than controlling wind? What's greater than walking on water? What's greater than flying up to the chariot? What's greater than that? But apparently, Christ know. He know what's greater than that. You might be flying to Pluto. You might be going to different galaxies when he return. Tell you, brothers and sisters, we are superheroes. We are superhuman. We ain't normal. You should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. All right, with that, I pray all y'all take notes and, go home. Like I said, when you get up in the morning, look yourself in that mirror, and you tell yourself, I'm a superhuman. I'm a princess of God. I ain't no Beyonce.
Right.
I ain't no Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
Brothers, I ain't no, what's the rappers? Lil Wayne. I ain't no Biggie. I ain't no Young Jeezy. I ain't no Tupac.
Right.
I'm a superhero.
Right.
You better than all of that.
Right.
All right? All right. To New York.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this and join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.